Hi everybody. Been a few days, so working on the right tank still. So a little background. A couple of days ago, I leak tested this tank and found to be there was one leak. So right where I'm scraping out the sealant right there, it's underneath the front attach point of the tank. It's basically the hardest place to get into. Uh, it's the hardest place to rivet, and it's also the hardest place to shove sealant up into there. That's where, once you put the attach bracket on, you can't actually get to it underneath. I've talked about it before. And this is what happens. What happens is you wind up not getting any sealant up into that crevice because I'd used old stuff. Anyway, this is me scraping it off and then putting a new layer on. Actually, at this point, it's already been 5 days. In the morning, I'm going to fill it up with some water and just leak test that part of the tank. I'm not going to go ahead and fill it up and let it sit. I mean, I'm going to let it sit, but I don't have to fill that whole thing up. Everything else was perfectly fine. Everything else, there wasn't one leak anywhere else, which is good. Fuel cap fit a lot better this time than it did on the left tank, so that was good. So, yeah. Just mixing it up while we're waiting for me to mix it up and start applying. Yeah, so, okay, so here's the thing about applying sealant. And I didn't really realize this until today. And this is when it all became a lot easier, is that applying that sealant to the upper, like into a ceiling type joist where you're actually having to apply it up, does not work. When this sealant is fresh, it runs and will drip and form little sealant stalagmites everywhere, or stalactites, whichever one it is. So you really don't want that. I mean, you want it to be nice and smooth. So turning it on its side so that I could get a better view of it actually gave me the insight that having your work area kind of on the bottom, where gravity is your friend, is a hell of a lot better. So to anyone that is attempting this, what you really want to do is, if you have to put sealant on, you want some kind of rotating, I don't know, I mean, almost like a spit, so that you can rotate that tank around and do the sealant with it being at the bottom all of the time. Anyway, got that resealed, and now I've jumped to another section. So basically, I'm just going to inspect this, and that's about the last I've worked on the tank. There's a long story with the fuel sender, which I will tell you a little bit about, because as you have noticed, that would be the next step, which I have not done. In the next tank video, I will be putting the sender on, and I'll tell you all about my stupidity as I am in the back cleaning up stuff. Also, take note, that's a new giant air compressor sitting next to the old piece of shit we used to use. I will tell you about that later as well, so see you soon, bye.